The cuff, you do just like your other cuff. Make sure you have the same number of stitches as before. Mine was 36 on my deep side. On the sleeve side, I had like, I don't know, 40 some stitches, and I reduced in pattern with the 1x1 rib. On the first round of that, there's a decrease right there. You really can't see them once it's done. So I ended up decreasing every other round. You can see all my blue markers here. I ran out of blue markers, so I've got a lavender one in there. I'm just going to pop these out real quick. We'll get into how to finish off your neckline. I just do half double crochets all the way around. Nice little accent line, and it keeps the neck from stretching out on you so much. You can do as many rows as you need to get your neckline the exact size you want it. Do at least one though. It's very beneficial to keep it from stretching out of shape. I think I'm going to do one, maybe 2 rounds of the half double. Let me get this out real quick, and then we will get into the neckline. Hope you've had a good day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. My day's been pretty good. My foot is swollen up, the left foot, like never before, even more than after I had my first daughter, when I was told I needed to get up and walk, and it hurt because of the water on top of my foot. It's worse than that. It looks like a tree trunk from the calf down, and I don't know what to do about it. So start PT tomorrow. That should be fun. Hopefully the swelling goes down overnight. I am tired of all the knee issues, and now the foot issue. It's just like poor venous return or something. And it kind of takes me back to a dark time when I was with my ex-boyfriend of 3 years, and he was just, he would tease me lovingly sometimes, but sometimes he would mean it, or he'd say something that, you know, was just downright nasty. He was an atheist, and it was just a dark time for me, and I was in school at the time. He went to therapy. I told him if he didn't, I was leaving. He was very abusive at times, and abused my dog, I should say, my dog, because he didn't really want the dog. So we are going around the neck here. Anyway, he called me Yabba Dabba Doo because he said I had Flintstone feet. That's without them being swollen. And now with it being all swollen up on the left foot, it looks Yabba Dabba Doo. That was kind of funny. So where I start on the neckline, I usually start at one of the back corners near there. It's kind of a corner right here where it's kind of gappy. So I usually start a little off center of the middle of the back of the neck. Does that make sense? That way it's not too noticeable. And the corners, I kind of round those off. When I get into a corner, I'll show you how I do that. Oops, I'm off screen. Anyway, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here. My husband's at work, and I just want to be done with this sweater, and I want to wear it. So this is probably the world's longest sweater tutorial on YouTube. I really need to move the phone closer to me. I'm going to pause this and move it closer. Okay, this should work out better. So half doubles, you can do single crochet if you like, you can use double crochet if you like, it's all up to you. I have come to one of those corners, so I am going to do a double crochet in that stitch to round it off a bit. It's a little bit deeper than the rest. And then right here on that chain 2 space, I'm going to do a double and then a half double in that chain 2 space. So you've got a double in the corner, a double in the chain 2 space, and then a half double. I hope I stay on camera here for you. I'm awful about staying on camera. I just, especially when I'm more tired, I start my lazy talking and my work starts drifting off screen. And I'm like, where have I gone? I'm nowhere on spot. Just not. So you can see that makes a nice little edge to it. So that's what I suggest you do, is to round it up a little bit. Round it off where the corners are. They're not real deep corners, but just do you some double crochets and on the sides of that corner that you're working. This is a seam right here, but I'm going to go into it so I don't have a huge gap. I'm not putting 2 stitches there, I don't think. I'm going to tightly go into the next stitch so there's not a huge gap. It looks the same across there. Can you see? One there, there, and there. There was a chain 2 space right there. I only did 1 stitch. I may need to adjust my camera once again. Give me just a sec. My yarn's getting tangled up on my cake. Okay, got it. I'm going to put 2 in this chain 2 space because it's a pretty big one. Tall. See, you just want to go evenly around. Pay attention in your front corners that you're getting those nicely, softly rounded. On the chain 2 spaces, I'm doing 2 half double. In the single crochets, I'm doing 1 half double. And I am nearing another corner. Here's the corner here. Right here. So right here, I'm going to do a couple doubles, maybe 3 doubles. Here, here, and here. And then I'll continue on with my half doubles. Boy, it's late. This is extra fidgety for me. Okay, so I'm there. I'm going to do a double crochet right here. And a double crochet in the next one. Okay, I only did 2 double, but that's okay. It looks good. Do what looks good to you. Always do what looks good. And if something doesn't look right, stop and think about it for a minute. Listen to your gut. So see, that rounds that neckline off pretty well. I don't know if you can see that very well. There. There's your corner. So, you know, you really can't see that there's double crochets there. Once you've stitched it, it just blends in with your half doubles that you're doing. So this pretty much stabilizes the neck, acts as a stabilizing row. Round, whatever you want to call it. Oh goodness, I'm tired. Yeah, I've been working harder doing this YouTube stuff than I do at work. I don't know how people do this full time, but I know you're not trying to get a billion videos out before you go back to work. I just have a few more tutorials I want to get done before I go back to work. And I also want to get my Granny Gone Wild tunic done. That will have a tutorial. I want to get the Wild Violets cardigan done. That will have a tutorial. Both of those, every tutorial I do from here on will never be as long as this tutorial, because this is such a big project. It is equivalent to showing someone how to do a blanket, you know. Let's see, what else did I want to get done? Wild Violets, the Granny Gone Wild for the season of the Granny. Oh, I would love, love, love to get my Burma Sky, or is it Burma Star? Burma Star. The, whatever that cake is I bought from Hobby, however you say it. Cotton Kings Twirls Deluxe. I'm just going to call that Burma Star Cardi. It's kind of a stole mixed with a cardigan. I don't know what we call those. A stoligan? I don't know. I don't know. So the stitch count really doesn't matter on here so much. And these will even out in the wash, the little bit of a scallop look to it. That's because I double crocheted into the chain 2 spaces. But once you wash it and everything, it'll be fine. I'm probably going to do another round on this just because there's the orange against the white and the teal in the front. That's, to me, too skinny. I'm a big girl and I don't do skinny things and like that. You know, I even carry big purses most of the time. I read in a knitting book one time that if you're a bigger girl, wear a bigger purse, bigger everything. Just like you wouldn't want to wear, like, I wouldn't want to wear a dress with little polka dots. There'd be like probably 1 billion polka dots on that dress. But I'll tell you what, I have had such a good time doing the YouTube thing. Oh, the other thing I want to get done is the subscribe pillow challenge that Yarny Zebra Laura Beth put out today in chat. I say today, it's actually tomorrow now. Don't you love it when you get on Blueberry Hill late at night and you're like, you keep saying today, today, when that's actually yesterday. So what does that make today? It makes today. It's no longer tomorrow. My husband's wanting to go to the B&V tomorrow and do the plates for the car, and I'm just like, do we have to? That's like the last place I want to go right now. One of the last. Gotta get these needles out of the way. I'm turning my work and it's pulling everything off of my little round desktop cozy I made. One person I love listening to at night, I haven't been watching him enough lately, is Fiber Spider. He has such a soothing voice. I love just listening to him. Even if you don't take it all in, you just listen to his voice, like, so relaxing. Crystal from Bag a Day put out an interesting video about controlled color striping, I guess. How she cuts her color out on some of her projects. And that's preferably how she does a color changing project. And I think that's a great idea, and I'm glad she showed how she did it. If she's watching, hi Crystal. I doubt it. I'm just a little channel, just getting started. Her and Krista at Secret Yarnery have it going on. If you guys haven't been there yet, you should go visit those two channels. I'm having trouble getting into my stitch. So that is it. I'm going to finish this round and call this cardigan done. I'm going to take a couple decreases too, here and there. For a decrease, just go ahead and do like you're going to do your half double, and then go into a second stitch and then draw through all 4 loops on the hook. It's not very noticeable, especially if you put more in the back than you do the front. But I'm going to decrease it because I'm working inward on the neck, so you know it needs to get a little bit smaller, otherwise you're going to have a flare to it. And I'll probably go ahead and put like maybe 8 decreases, maybe 10. Just depends. I kind of just look at it and see how it's behaving. Like this is looking a little curly right here. You can see the V's up right there, kind of wanting to go up toward my face. So they're just going to get tamed just a little bit. I might do maybe 4 to 6 decreases on this back here. I just did another decrease. So just keep going around. This one's gonna get a tag. I'm excited about putting a tag on my first piece of clothing. I haven't done that before. I've had the tags for a while and put one on my crochet hook roll. And I'm gonna put one on this and one on my other slip slop top. Because this project in particular needs a tag if you want to make sure you have it on the right side, because there is a front and back to the neck. And I like my sleeve on my right arm because that's, you know, my shifting arm for driving and stuff, and it just feels right to me to have my deep end on my left side. So I want to be sure I'm putting it on the right direction. It's late. I'm dropping stitches. Where are my stitches? I really want to go to Stitch Fest. If anyone else is going, contact me. I heard there's a limited number, but I don't know if they meant a limited number of like vendors. I don't know what they're planning to do there. I did contact, is it Nani? Or whoever it is. Not Noni May. But I left a comment on one of her videos. I doubt she's seen it. So I live in Indiana if anybody wants to ride share. We could have a speed crochet contest on the way there and back. That'd be fun. See who can get the most done before we get there. Alright, so that is that. I'm going to take another decrease. I kind of just do my decreases. I don't even plan my decreases. I just try to space them out so you don't have one side tighter than the other. And I'll tell you what, I'm liking this chunkier neckline. I don't want it to become a thing though. Like its own element in the top. I like how the edge of it, where it meets the white right here in the front, it looks kind of a Southwest flare to it. The edges where it went in to the stitches, I like that. It doesn't have that in the back because I have orange in the back at the top. I don't really, when you're doing this project, I don't really worry a lot about what colors fall where. Boy, that doesn't even sound like a correct sentence. Where each color falls. I don't really worry about that so much. I think when it's unplanned, sometimes it's extra cool. So I'm going to take another decrease right here. And it's asymmetrical anyway, so it's not going to be lined up just the same. If you look at my cuffs, let me find it in this big old blankie of a cardi. Here's my deep end cuff, and here's my cuff for the sleeve side. Two different peaches. Well, that one's really orange, peach and orange. I don't care. I think it makes it interesting. Alright, so that's the end of this, and this will be done tomorrow, and I will probably wear it to my PT session. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.